This is Twit.
Fella called up, said, I have this, my browser's been hijacked. My homepage is hijacked. My search engine hijacked by this tool, and I got it from cnetsdownload.com. I said, well, that can't be. And then we looked into it, and the chat room said, oh, yes, it can. And download.com, like a lot of other free download services, has been wrapping some of their downloads with their own software that asks you, although you may not pay much attention to the ask, is it all right if we change your homepage, change your search engine, blah, blah, blah. And if you say okay, it will.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I mean, if you don't say no.
Well, that's right, because it's opt-out, not opt-in.
Right. Right.
So you have to uncheck those boxes, which most people don't do. And Ed said, yeah, I've been studying this, and it's gotten to be a real problem. In fact, Oracle with Java has gotten even worse now. You know, they install the Ask Toolbar, and they ask you, and I'm very curious about this checkbox on here. When you're installing it, they say, it will now and forever change your search engine. And Rafe Needleman on his Google Plus said, what is this change in verbiage, and what are they trying to say here? Let me show you. I'll show you the...
Wow.
Yeah. So Ed said, and then here's where you come in. Ed said, and Steve Gibson warned us. He has been a voice crying in the wilderness about all of this stuff for a long time. And, you know, people should give him credit, because this guy has been talking about this forever. So here's the, Rafe Needleman put a screenshot of this. It says install, the two checkboxes, and of course they're checked by default. Install the Ask Toolbar in Google Chrome, and then set and keep Ask as my default search engine, which implies that it will then take steps to make sure you don't change it back, or nothing else changes it back. Can you believe that?
Yeah, the problem is, Leo, there is so much money now behind these things.
Exactly.
You know, Mark Thompson was telling me he was experimenting with wrapping some of his freeware in one of these things where, you know, it's opt-out, but still, you know, it's been promoted. And I get email solicitations all the time from these people. And sometimes they start phoning, and I go, look, get this through your head. I am never doing this.
Good for you.
Never. Remove me from whatever.
How much money? What are we talking about, though? I mean, it must be a lot.
It's serious money.
Yeah.
It is serious. It's like shocking how much money if you have something that's being popularly downloaded, because all they need is some percentage of people to get this thing in their machine, and then they've achieved their mission. And I was like, oh, it's just bad. And you know, the Ask Toolbar, they just want it on people's browsers, and they will pay the people who convey it into the browser. You get a piece of the results, and it is, you know, you have to have no commercial orientation in order to resist it, to say, no, I'm not doing that.
Right.